Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to the episode of the Arsenal Live. In today's video, we're talking about should the Steelers sign a receiver in free agency. I have a list of names that in my temple, but the first name I'm gonna start off with is I seen a lot of articles about Steelers talking about different receivers they listing and stuff. But the first name I'm gonna start off with is T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton is a guy who's on the list. T.Y. Hilton, as you know, is a veteran receiver for the Colts. He played his whole career with the Colts. He's a free agent right now. I don't know if the Colts bring him back or not, but T.Y. Hilton, when he was healthy and stuff, T.Y. Hilton was very good. Was very good, and I know that he was contemplating retirement a couple years back because of all the injuries, but I wouldn't mind that. It probably wouldn't cost a lot of money either. But T.Y. Hilton is a veteran guy. He can maybe come in because we have a lot of young receivers on our team. We really have that veteran presence, like in receiver who's like maybe up in age and who has that kind of help mentor some of the younger receivers we have. But T.Y. Hilton coming over, wouldn't be bad, like that. But the injury thing do come into a factor, like he's gonna be able to play enough games. But if he can give us if he can come in and give us 13 games out of I'll take that 12, 13 games for sure. And be veteran presence, maybe put up 600 yards, 650 yards, around that. That's all we asked for. Nothing too crazy, but put 650 yards, maybe 5, 6 touchdowns. That'd be pretty solid right there. But yeah, it wouldn't be bad having T.Y. Hilton there. Another guy who I discussed before, two of these guys I discussed before was Jarvis Landry and Julio Jones. Now Jarvis Landry would be good because he'd be a guy you can put in the slot. That he bring that toughness, he bring leadership as well, and he bring that fire. Like that, you see him always fired up. He can get the troops rallied for sure, and he plays very well. He had the injury. That last year wasn't so good because the injury. I said so good. Last year wasn't too good because of the injuries, but I feel like he can get back to what he once was. He's a guy who can give you probably 800 plus a season, sometimes maybe 1,000 too, depending on what it is. But he had a lot of touch catch. He'd be high in catches because he catch all of those short balls. He would catch the tough. He'd do the stuff that people don't want to do. He'd block from receiver position. He would go in on drag routes. He'd catch those. He'd catch slants. He'd do a lot of the stuff, the dirty work on the inside, working against linebackers, working against the slot receivers, and he's very good. He's one of the best slot receivers we have in the league. So I wouldn't mind adding him to the roster. I don't know how much it would cost. I don't know how much it would be, but I wouldn't mind adding Jarvis Landry. And Julio Jones is a guy who is amazing, who is a walking Hall of Famer. He has over 13,000 receiving yards in his career, and he's probably one of the best. Him and Marquis Brown was two of the best receivers, and not the best receivers of the generation. Okay, I'm back, but I was saying that Julio Jones is a veteran receiver on the outside who can use and when he's healthy. He is one of the best. If Julio Jones get back to the health, I don't know what happened with the hamstring, but the hamstring been nagging him in the past years. But if Julio Jones is back fully healthy, he's still one of the best receivers because he has that first class speed and he has that size and ability, and he can make things happen. He can turn short yard plays to big yard plays, and I think a team will actually teams right now might be thinking about the injury stuff, but I feel like teams I think a team would be lucky they sign Julio Jones and be like, okay, we just make sure we utilize him right, make sure he get healthy right. Maybe a team with a great training staff. I don't know what's going on with the hamstring, but maybe a team can help him. They said the Buccaneers are interested in him, but if he came to the Steelers, I wouldn't mind that because I have a guy like Julio Jones, a veteran presence who's a walking Hall of Famer, come in to mentor Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool, and even some of the tight ends. Maybe teach them, to just teaching, help them mentor and have a veteran leadership on the offense will be very good. Another guy on the list, I seen an article. I forgot where it was from. I don't know if it was from Steelers Depot. It was one of them, but they had the deep threat targets. They had Will Fuller. Will Fuller he has first class speed as well. Remember Will Fuller from Notre Dame? A couple years 4 or 5 years ago. He's been in the league for 4 or 5 years. I remember when the Texans first got him, he had that speed and that deep threat ability. Just the injury, it's another standpoint. Most of these guys are they're good guys. It's just the injury standpoint. It's just they've been battling injuries, but I feel like everybody battle injuries a little bit eventually, but you just gotta overcome that sometimes. Maintain, try to overcome that. The injuries do get tough, but I feel like Will Fuller will be a great addition because he'd be a guy who could take the top off the defense, and I wouldn't mind him being on the Steelers either. Any of these guys, I wouldn't mind being on the Steelers because it'll bring especially because most of these guys on the list, all of them actually on the list are veteran receivers, and some of them can be used as deep threats. So having a guy like Will Fuller who has that, what he ran like a 4.3, 4.3 or 4.29 or something. He had a good 40-yard dash, And we seen him be effective when he's healthy. So I wouldn't mind having a guy like Will Fuller on the team. And Will Fuller was on the Dolphins last year, I believe. But I think Cedric Wilson, no, not Cedric Wilson. They signed who they signed? They signed Cedric Wilson or Zay Jones. It was somebody. I think Cedric Wilson is on the Dolphins now. Yeah, they signed him. Oh no, Zay Jones from the Raiders signed with the. No, I think Cedric Wilson signed. One of them signed with the Dolphins. I think it was Cedric Wilson though, who's a deep threat. So I mean, he might have taken the spot of Will Fuller, and then they already had they have Jalen Waddle, then they got Tyreek Hill now. So Will Fuller, I don't know if he's going back to the Dolphins, but he'd be free agent. So I wouldn't mind bringing Will Fuller in. Will Fuller would be a great addition. He give us that deep threat we need. We need like a deep playmaking ability receiver, and Will Fuller will give you all that. The last guy on the list is Marquis Brown. Not Marquis Brown. Marquis Goodwin. The Olympian, the track star. Same thing. I would love him to have him on the team too. He's at that first. I think he's like I don't know how old he is. I think he's 29, 30. But he has that first class speed. And like when he's healthy, you see what he can do. You see him with the Bears. You might see, oh shoot, Marquis Goodwin right there. He just running down the field, just burning people. One of my favorite plays of his is still he was with the Buffalo Bills, and Darrelle Revis was guarding him. He left Darrelle Revis in the dust, and Tyrod Taylor threw it chucked it through the heavens. And I mean, he wouldn't go got it like that. But having a guy like that will help too, because that speed. I'm telling you, have a speedster guy. Having a speedster guy just make things look different out there. Having a guy with that type of speed. Just make a difference out there and make teams like, okay, we got to do something different. It can help some of those other receivers that we have too on the team get open and do other stuff too. So I just want us to get a deep threat. I know in the draft I was talking about Jahan Dotson, who's very good route runner, had good hands and stuff, who can use as a deep threat too. And Jameson Williams, he's a beast too. And Chris Olave, I said his name wrong in the last video. I was saying Olave. Chris Olave is very good too. So I wouldn't mind any of those guys in the draft or any of those guys in free agency. But I feel like we need to sign a free agent and draft one so we can have like some veteran presence to like kind of guide these young receivers. Because remember Claypool them pointing in the Vikings game. I feel like after that game he kind of matured a little bit more. Because you seen like later in the season you see him acting more mature and he was just being normal like that. Instead of doing all the extra, doing the extra curricular stuff, like just play the game. Just play the game. You can still have fun though. You can have fun and be yourself still, but don't do that at the cost of the team. And then you see Jesse Johnson get into the groove this season after the last year with the drop ball. So like I feel like we have like a veteran receiver who can help them just boost their skill set more. Because Jesse Johnson is on his way. He'll be getting better every year. He hit the 900 yards. His rookie year was very good. Remember the Cardinals game? He just took over at the punt return, and he had the touchdown and stuff. He was going crazy. Then he had like 500 yards that rookie year, 500, 600 yards. And the second year, he had 900 something yards. He had a lot of drops and stuff. But then last year, he made the Pro Bowl. So maybe having a veteran presence may boost him and help those guys build more confidence and teach those guys a little more stuff. Because they didn't have no veteran presence at all. It just kind of like doing this. And Juju was basically the veteran receiver, and he's only like 25. So maybe we add like a veteran receiver and then draft one. I feel more comfortable with our receiving core. But guys, leave in the comment section what you guys think and what you guys like. Who you guys want to see on the Steelers sign. Leave in the comment section. That's all I got. Peace out.